Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a Magic Review. Hey, today we're going to look at Rejoined from João Miranda and Julio Montoro. This is a torn and restored effect. It's an insane torn and restored effect because I think a lot of TNRs are cards that have been cut in fourths. You know, you rip a card into fourths and then you do each corner one at a time. And sometimes, you know, the good ones, you can sign the card. This one, the spectator signs one half, the magician signs the other half. You tear the card in two, you turn the two pieces end for end, and you rejoin the card on its edge, leaving both sides still frayed. This is cool. This is an insane look. Like, when you see the end result, this just looks like magic, and there's just no explanation for it. There's just no explanation. There's no way your spectator can backtrack this. This is an insane visual. All right, a couple questions we always ask about all of our magic reviews, and the first of which is, what's in the box? What's in the box? You're gonna get the box, okay? It's a nice hard box, nice cardboard box. You're gonna get the gimmicked cards. You're gonna get 60, okay? You're gonna get 60 cards in 5 different face values. 5 different face values, which is cool. That way you could go from table to table and not have to worry about, you know, repeating the effect with the same exact card. You'll get enough gimmicks for 60 performances. However, they are only in red back. So you gotta use a red backed bicycle card. You're also gonna get the download code to the video. The video is roughly 17 minutes long. Is it what I thought? Kind of. I mean, when you see the end result, you know that somehow you have to get there, right? You have to get to the end of that. You have to make that. And you and I can't physically print cards, so it's got to be something, right? And so the routine is, I think for the most part, there's no surprises. I mean, I wasn't like blown away by anything like, oh my gosh, it's this? Like, there wasn't anything surprising. I just watched it because I wanted to learn the routine. I wanted to see how, you know, the transformation took place. I wanted to see how the ditch took place, and I liked everything. Can it be inspected? That's kind of what makes this trick really cool, because the spectator can have a card selected. Obviously, you're doing a force, but you still have a card selected, and the spectator can pull it out of the deck. Like, they can handle the card, and at the end of the trick, you're gonna give them the card back. So they have this feeling that they got to touch it at the beginning, they get to keep it at the end. There's nothing to inspect for them. There's a lot of good touch points in this that really helps the spectator to feel like they held everything, touched everything, was a free selection. Yeah. What's the overall quality and production value of the video? The video is only 17 minutes long, and it's both João Miranda and Julio Montoro. They are teaching you side by side. Julio does a lot more of the teaching aspect, and I only think it's because maybe his English is a little better, but not as much. It's all done with no microphone because there's 2 performers, and they keep the background music in the background and it's looping. I think the levels on the background music were too high. It was really hard to hear their teaching instruction along with their accent, and then along with the background music, it was too loud. Without a microphone, background music is kind of annoying, and it really made their voices a little echoey. I ended up having to use my earphones and try to see which earpiece didn't have the music as loud, and I listened to it that way. The camera tracks with all their movements, and but you know, overall, it gets the job done. As far as what they're going to teach you, they're going to walk through the routine, obviously the setup. I think Julio's going to teach you 3 different alternative presentations, one of which you eat the half of the card and then you blow it back out, almost like how Blaine does the coin in the bottle effect, but you do it with the card. That's pretty cool. And then of course you're gonna learn the ditch and some cleanup. How much practice does it require? I think skill level wise, this is probably for everyone. I don't think there's anything in this that we don't already know. You're gonna need to know how to do a force, obviously. You'll have to know how to do a double lift. Other than that, I think you're just gonna practice your ditch, and you could do that with just a torn half card. So you just have a torn half card that you never throw away. You keep practicing your ditch with that, and do it in a mirror a couple times and you'll have it down. How much setup and reset is there? Very little, however, there's some pre-show work. So there's some pre-show work you'll have to do off camera that you would have to have set up already. So if you're gonna do 5 performances, you're gonna go table hopping, and you'd have 5 of these gimmicks loaded on you, those 5 gimmicks would have to be pre-prepped in your pocket before you went out to perform. Positives. All right, so what are the positives to Rejoined? Rejoined is the torn and restored card for magicians who want something extraordinary. The end result will become a true souvenir that your spectators will keep forever. Negatives. All right, so what are the negatives? You know, like we say around here, there's negatives to everything. These are just the negatives that I see. They don't have to be the negatives that you see. At first I thought the trick was that you could have 2 spectators sign. Like, like Bob signs it and then his girlfriend Sally signs it and then you join them together and it's like, oh, love. It's not that. You can't have 2 spectators sign the card, okay? Sorry. The other negative was the box shows the 2 signatures touching each other right on one side, and that's not really the case either. I know it works better visually on the front of the box, but that's not the effect. The effect isn't their signature and your signature touching. It's really their signature and flipped over on the other side is your signature. So they're not both seen on the same side. It's not really a negative. That's just how the box depicts the effect. That's not really what happens. I suppose you could do that. I think a good magician could do it, could make it happen, but that's not necessarily the effect. Is it worth your money? It is 50 bucks. 50 bucks for 60 performances. You can get refills after you purchase this. You can get a refill for 25 bucks, but it doesn't come with any instruction, obviously. But you'll just get the gimmick. So it's out there. I think definitely if this is something you want to do, 60 performances, right? You could do this trick 60 times. So that's pretty good. Who would like this? I think anybody looking for a new and improved torn and restored effect. Maybe you don't do a TNR right now and you've always wanted one. Maybe you've just never found the TNR that's worked for you. I think fans of João Miranda will like this as well. This is definitely a fun effect. All right, so that's pretty much everything I can say about Rejoined from João Miranda. Of course, I want to thank Murphy's Magic Supplies for allowing me to have this so that I could do the review for you. And if you'd like to purchase it for yourself, you can find it from your very favorite Murphy's Magic dealer. Thanks, bye.